Hello wonderful people, Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel, and today I'm going to be doing a live review of the new collaboration between Virtual Riot and Modestep. This could be us. Here we go, Virtual Riot is back, everyone. First original of 2021, I think I'm right in saying, and in collaboration with Modestep again. Third time, I think, these guys are working together. Also got Frank Zummo, or Zummo, featuring here, which I think is quite interesting. You know, very instrument-oriented kind of artist. So could get a bit of natural instrumentation in here, could be a vocal, I don't know. Whatever we're going to get, we are going to get it right here. Kind of get the feeling there's going to be a lot coming from Virtual Riot quite soon. So this could be a part of a bigger project. I've got no idea as usual, but yeah, I know I usually don't, you know, cover these kinds of tracks before the EP or album they could potentially be a part of is out, but I'm trying to kind of get over that. You know, ultimately, I never know for sure whether these things, these albums, projects, EPs, whatever you want to call them, are actually going to come out, and these are the kind of tracks that can't be ignored. So yeah, here we are. Can't really put down or ignore covering this kind of track, if you get me. But yeah, hearing it here for the first time, going to play it a couple of times, provide comment throughout. You know how we do. By now, let's go. Oh damn, 5 minutes long. Bit of a big number. Let's go. You and I, me and you, there ain't nothing we can't get through. I know it's gonna be us. It's gonna be everything we want. It's gonna be us. Okay. Quite a bit to digest so far. Loving the vocal from Josh Modestep, got a real reach to it. Beautiful kind of emotion as well. Always got a bit of a knack for, you know, writing lyrics that, you know, can maybe come off as a bit corny, a bit cheesy at points, but just the delivery overall, just got so much emotion, raw feeling beneath it, you know. When it comes to the dubstep from Virtual Riot so far, the energy of it is absolutely top notch, like first rate, really loving it. The idea, not like the most inventive, you know, not throwing me on that front, but the production is incredible, just sounds so much like him, and I love it for that. Just wonder what we're gonna get here in this second half, second drop. What's it gonna be? Ooh. Almost quite moved having heard that track, you know, so much feeling, so much emotion kind of woven into it. Very much the driving force for me, you know. I think the ideas are decent, the drop ideas. I think it does kind of level up on that front with added sounds in the second drop, the second half that we get. But I think, yeah, the driving force for me, the main attraction would have to be the melancholy that you can kind of get out of it, which is really just providing that full power and force for the tune overall, you know. But yeah, overall, just a pretty emphatic tune, if I'm being honest, and another good combination and fusing of Virtual Riot and Modestep, what they're best at. I have to admit, one of my first kind of thoughts here, or observations I suppose, would be that I'm not quite sure where Frank Zummo comes into it. Maybe, you know, he was doing a couple of vocal bits in there alongside Josh Modestep, whose voice I could hear quite clearly. Maybe there was a bit of instrumentation in there that I didn't quite get on the first time around just hearing it there, but which, you know, hopefully I can kind of pick up on in the second listen. But yeah, I mean, beyond that, just a fantastic, drawn-out, extensive introduction that we got here. Josh's voice right at the forefront, setting the scene, creating a tone, and kind of letting the listener know what they're in for, what they're going to get. which was great. You know, the lyrics, again, you know, they just make the kind of most simplistic and, you know, kind of ordinary lyrics just come across in such a good way. because of the emotion that you can get from them, the feeling, just kind of pushing them forward. But yeah, there is always going to be a risk, I think, with that kind of lyricism of it just coming off as maybe a bit cheesy, a bit corny, but somehow, for me, somehow anyway, they always, well, pretty much always pull it off. Like, it always sounds good, even with the lyrics and the words just sounding, yeah, just a little bit potentially naff at points. But, you know, maybe that is the point. Well, it probably is the point. You know, that is what makes up a lot of pop music, and essentially that's what's happening here. It's a pretty powerful and emphatic blend of pop and dubstep. It's just, it works definitely on that front. Then beyond that, I think when it comes to the heaviness, it just did sound like prime Virtual Riot for the most part. You know, not ideas-wise, I think it could have been a bit more creative, but just hearing his sound again with that much attitude, that much kind of arrogance and aggression and kind of forthright in the delivery was very good. The production was solid, very on point. I think it was quite straightforward conceptually with what it was going for, but the sound overall, it's just, you hear it and you're like, fuck me, that is just instantly Virtual Riot, and you want to hear more of it again and again. Just so rounded, bombastic, full of force, and again with a bit of colour and a bit of flavour, a bit of feeling woven in. So that was great. And then the second drop came around, and yeah, some pretty clear differences, I think, both good and not so good. I think the way that it kind of scaled up with more kind of high-reaching sounds, and they were a bit gnarlier as well. That was a good kind of development, I think, from the first drop. Just gave it a bit more bite, a bit more menace. But then there was a part of me that felt like the production wasn't quite as good. The percussion in particular, yeah, just felt a bit flat with the snare, and I'm not sure why you would change it from one drop to another. The first one sounds a lot punchier, having heard it just once through, of course, but even though conceptually it is better and a bit more full-on, a bit more attitude to it, yeah, it just didn't quite have the punch and the snap, I don't think, that the first one had. But, you know, that could just be me kind of reflecting on what I heard, having only heard it once, which isn't quite enough to have full, rounded thoughts on it. So just want to hear it again now, just to have a bit more of a rounded take on it. And yeah, that is what I'm going to do right now, playing it again from beginning to end. This could be us, Virtual Riot, Modestep, Frank Zummo. Hopefully I can find a bit of Zummo in there in this second listen, but yeah, that is what we're going to do right now. A little sip of the old agua before we get going. Water is so good. Like, yeah, drink water, stay hydrated, live your life. There you go. Again, the lyrics are, you're just a bit like, but the way he delivers them is just always beautiful. I mean, some of the notes being hit here. Yeah, I'm liking this idea quite a bit more second time around, can't lie. Ooh, this bit is beautiful, fuck me. I'm gonna try and listen to this midsection the whole way through, but first off, I just have to say, that first drop, second time around, it's fucking getting me, it's moving me. Oh. The shivers, man, the tingles. I didn't notice this kind of extended build before. Yep. Yeah, that sounds markedly different to what is in the main part of the second drop. That. Okay, nah. Very happy that I heard that again, because fuck me, it's a good collab. This collaboration is it's very good. Pretty much everything I said before, but amped up. Really getting even more feeling from it now, getting more used to the vocal, just how it's being delivered, how it connects with the dubstep, the progression from one section to another, all of that kind of making sense. Other sections as well that I hadn't noticed the first time around, and which just are quite striking and really hold their own within the track overall. Like that kind of extended bit of the midsection and lead up into the second drop is just beautiful. It's kind of like a little vocal medley, I suppose, with it all kind of computerized and futuristic and whatnot. Glowing, fluorescent kind of feel to it, I suppose, which is lovely. Yeah, just a very nice way of introducing that second drop. The first drop as well, the idea, originally, as you know, what I said earlier, just found it a bit ordinary, a bit straightforward, but yeah, now just getting more used to it, getting used to the force of it, the aggression of it, as a kind of exhibition of that bombastic bro-step kind of layout, which we haven't got a lot of last few years, and so very good to see it making a bit of a return here from one of the best to ever do it. There is a part of me that does think, hearing that drop, I can't lie, can't quite remember which tune it is, but another tune that Virtual Riot was involved in maybe a couple of years ago. It might be the Dion Timmer and Virus Syndicate collaboration. Is that the one that goes do 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 do? I can't remember exactly what it is, but did quite distinctly remind me of that drop, to be fair. The idea is quite similar, and the flow of it, the way that the bro-step sounds kind of fire out at you. This tune, from what I've heard so far, and for what it's going for, it does have pretty much everything, if I'm being honest, you know. Very much justifying the epic and wide-reaching structure and outlay that they've gone for here. Quite long, you know, 5 minutes long, don't get that often, and it never really gets boring, if I'm being honest, you know. The vocal leading us in from Josh Modestep, then just continually kind of flowering and blooming as it goes on, the vocal reaching those highs that it does just before the first build comes in, and the build is good, punchy, snappy. The first drop, very alarming, attention-grabbing. The midsection, varied, drawn out, a lot going on, lots of kind of peaks and troughs in there. The second drop got a change from the first one. Again, not quite as punchy, you know, I am hearing that again. The snare, not quite as sharp as we get in the first drop, and it's a bit odd because it does pick up on that front as the second drop kind of goes on. But yeah, that aside, I think the idea, it's a good leveling up from the first one. And then the outro just kind of toning it down and letting it dissipate a bit, which is lovely. Not loads of things, I don't think, to kind of find fault with it for. Feeling quite knocked back by it, and that is saying something for sure. Yeah, a solid collaboration, straight up. But there we have it, guys. My live review, my instant thoughts, my reaction to this new collaboration from Virtual Riot and Modestep and Frank Zummo, lest we forget. This could be us, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, for tuning in. But yeah, now I want to know from you, I want to pass it off to you guys. What are you making of this collaboration? Which parts do you enjoy most? Which bits do you think don't quite work as well? Drop all of your views, thoughts, and opinions in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you're yet to, hit the bell along the way, and all the necessary links. You got your social media accounts, your Twitch, your Discord, everything Nawtystep associated down below in the description. Go and check it all out. But yeah, again, hope you enjoyed the video, and keep it naughty. If it's naughty, then you know. And I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Peace.